to go to a place where you love showing up and competing and ending up with a good result is good for the team, good for me, and got to keep it going.
How much differently does Talladega race compare to Daytona and Atlanta?
I'll let you know after we get done. And it's just with this car now, it's not really 3 wide. Even though this track is wider, it's bigger. It just doesn't produce good. Well, I wouldn't say good racing, but just 3 wide racing. So it's kind of really a big track position game, no matter what speedway race it is.
What have you seen anything different out of Corey LaJoie this year? How he's racing? He's running more consistently up front than years past. Is it more him or is it the car, or is it?
I think it's everything, right? It takes time. It takes time in this sport, in this series. And he's hitting his stride. I texted him. I forgot when it was. It was earlier, a little bit earlier in the season. I'm like, holy cow, keep going. Like it's cool to see, right? And so I'm happy for him, pumped for him, and putting his name in the game.
It seems like he's a driver that a lot of other drivers kind of root for, or like want to see do well, or he's doing well, and like they're encouraged by that, or happy for him. Is that fair to?
I mean, Corey's probably one of the more liked guys in the garage, just from his personality, his attitude, and we've raced against each other since we were kids. So I'm pulling for him every weekend.
What is it about his attitude and everything that really like people?
He doesn't give a shit. And he's funny. He loves to have fun, and I like surrounding myself with those type of people.
I want to jump ahead a couple of weeks, going back to Kansas, which was a very good track for 2311 last year, and you as well. You looking forward to getting back there?
No, I'm not actually. So, next question. No, of course I am. Our team is pumped. That one's obviously circle highlighted, underlined, italicized, bolded. There you go. Is that a word, bolded?
32 font?
It's like more than that, 48.
72?
Comic Sans.
Ooh. How about sans serif?
Oh, now we're...
Calibri? We're going to roll through the Microsoft files. We'll just do this all day.
Now we're just getting basic. Come on, we're getting basic. Of course. Can't you tell we're so excited for Kansas? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
There's my answer.
What is it about Kansas? It's obviously aging. How is that track race now that it's getting some age on it?
You can, the groove kind of moves to the top, so it's kind of top dominant after a few laps, but it's just a place where you can move around if you need to. I mean, we made passes in the middle and on the bottom last year, and it's just a fun place. So don't need a repave anytime soon, that's for sure, but it's definitely becoming a fun racetrack. The bumps are getting more aged in turn 1, so you have to kind of manage where your car's at, manage where the balance is, and go after it.
People were pretty vocal that Martinsville was not a good race. What would make Talladega a good race? On Monday, people are like, yeah, that was awesome.
Crashing, probably. People live for the crashes, unfortunately. I don't know. I think, when the races go single file, it gets kind of boring. So, but we get into, getting into our fuel window, and there's certain things that we do to kind of inherit that single file racing, right? But I don't know. We're going to go out and give it our all and see what happens. But people get excited for the crashes at these types of places. So.
Back at Martinsville, you and Denny were pretty physical for a few laps there. If the roles were reversed, would you expect that from him?
Yeah, the 11 car is a competitor. It's a different organization, different race team. So people say that's the boss. Not when he's driving. He's a competitor, and that's it.
How does this place drive differently from Daytona? And Michael McDowell was talking about it. It's just he used to do things a certain way at Daytona, and when he would do them here, and he'd get caught up in crashes. And he said, David Reagan said, hey, you need to think of it doing things differently. So he takes a different approach. And I don't know if that's kind of a standard thing or a driver-to-driver type of situation. I mean, I know each race is unique because of all the different elements. But
Talladega, like I said earlier, is just wider. It's bigger. Daytona, you qualifying, you have to be mindful of not chopping the exit of the corner to kill your speed. Here, you can stay on the yellow line the whole time just because it's so big. It's smoother than Daytona. Daytona has a lot of nooks and crannies that you feel, and Talladega is just smoother and wider, and I don't know. To me, it feels the same, but it's a little different.
I mean, do you feel like you've done the same thing when you've had success here or there, or it was different?
I've done the same thing, survived, and be there for the last lap.
Bubba, how do you look at qualifying today?
One lap, get after it. Hopefully the car's got speed. You never know. Really, just go down the whole wide open. I don't know.
Yeah. So, doesn't really matter where you qualify here. You'd like the pole. I mean,
Yeah, of course. That'd be good bragging rights, but it doesn't matter. It's going to turn into a track position game for sure. So if you qualify on the pole, you're going to pit whatever time, lose the lead, and fall to the back or whatever it may be. So just got to go out and know that we do a lot of data and a lot of prep to maximize your lap time. So as long as you do that, then take what the car gives you.
and with no practice, it's kind of a way to shake things out just in case.
It is, but I don't know why I've started thinking about this more and more. With the no practice, we hope all the gremlins are away and not there, because those are the times when it shows up is when it matters, and it's like, eesh. So fingers crossed.
Good luck in qualifying.
Does practice make any difference aside from diagnosing the gremlins here at a place like here?
No, it doesn't at all. But it would be nice to
Just to know that everything's
everybody gets 2 laps, okay, and then on the 3rd lap it probably breaks. But but yeah, I think just okay. Everything's. I mean, I trust our team, trust everybody that we work there. We got very good people, but there's always, not always, but there could be something that was missed, and you're like, damn. Hope it doesn't bite us either in qualifying or in the race.
Is your confidence level higher coming to a super speedway, or are you guys to the point where there are more track types that kind of put a spring in your step and that you guys kind of circle in terms when you come into a place like this?
Yeah, for sure. Speedway stuff. We've been able to build up a decent sized resume for the speedways, and other tracks. We're still building on that. 1.5 miles we felt like we were pretty good at last year. Short tracks and road courses we needed a lot of work on, but. A new track, new weekend, it's a new opportunity, right? So you just go out and try to execute the best that you can.
Hey, you talked a couple of years ago about having conversations or talking a little bit with Lewis Hamilton. I think even referenced maybe trying to get him over here at some point for a race at the end of his career.
He's got more pull than I do on that.
You should have skipped Martinsville and gone to Coachella with him last week.
Yeah, I should have done that.
I know.
Yeah.
He looked like he had a great time.
Yeah, I should have. Next time I'll skip a race. Yeah.
Is it something you still have conversations, and is that something you'd like to see him?
I think he would do it. I haven't talked to him it's been a while since I've talked to him. He's a competitor and he loves to compete and get in anything and go fast. So I think he'd entertain the idea for sure.
What would it be like to see him to race against him and see him in a Cup car?
Probably the same as Kimmy, Jensen. It'd be just different, and you'd go up and talk to them and see how they feel and see what it's like. Put them on a road course and see how much we run into each other.
What are your thoughts on Fernando and Taylor Swift?
What's that?
Apparently Fernando and Taylor Swift are now.
Really?
I swear, that's what the internet says.
I'll have to get Amanda to confirm that. She's going to her concert Kansas weekend.
The internet is ablaze.
What? Good for him. Damn.
Still have a song
Good for her. Yeah.
There's a meme that says his favorite number is 22. His favorite color is red.
Oh, Jesus.
Old teams he drove for were never getting back together.
That's awesome.
The memes are wild.
That's awesome.
You mentioned that Hamlin, when he's on the racetrack, he's a competitor, right? It's a different organization. Is that a mentality that he pushes with you guys too? it sounds like a very Denny thing to go, hey, treat me like a competitor.
Oh, that was me saying that.
That's you?
He might be pissed off about it, but he races for a total different team. If we came down to us two in the championship, oh man, I gotta let the boss win because he's the boss. No, he's a competitor, so that's how I look at it.
Do you think that's part of why he hired you too? He wants you to look at it like that.
Yeah, hell. He said it after Kansas. Obviously, nothing's ever given in this team because of the position that he's in. You have to go out and earn it. So you have to go out and earn every spot.